Welcome back to Yes, I'm Adopted. Don't make it weird. We're gonna do a throwback this week a little bit.
Let's go.
Take ourselves back to our roots, where we make fun of the things that people say to adoptees, because this is November, and that's National Adoption Awareness Month.
So, National Adoption Awareness Month. Now, we've already seen a lot of different posts from people, and surprise, surprise, a lot of them are really negative. So, we thought that we would kind of jump on the bandwagon a little bit and talk about the dumb things that people say. Because apparently that's what people want to hear, is the dumb things that people say to them.
Because that's awareness.
Welcome to the internet.
So be aware, adoption's a thing, and you too can say stupid things.
And probably will. So let's jump into this, Dave.
Okay.
Now this list, like, instead of like coming up with our own list, like, okay, what are the things that we haven't said? We did what we are really, really good at, and we Googled a list. So this is from Good Housekeeping. This is an article from June 20th from 2015.
Oh.
So let's see if this stuff is still relevant
All right.
here.
Okay.
So I'm just going to ask you, or I'm going to put it out there.
All right.
And then, we'll take it one at a time.
Okay. You're going to get my reactions? Is that
yeah.
what
I want
it's your
your
reaction video.
Reaction video. Let's go.
Okay.
Number 1. Even if it's obvious, don't ask if they're adopted.
Okay. So
Let's go. Do it.
I'm Asian.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And it's typically pretty obvious. Like, I don't know really any other scenarios in which you see an Asian individual walking around with two older white people, in which it's not typically an adoption case.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Did you get kidnapped?
Blink once for yes.
Yeah. Do you speak English? Oh, terrible. Terrible.
That's awful.
Yeah.
But like, it's none of my business. Right?
It's none of your business.
You see somebody that's okay. Here's a scenario. You see somebody that's different.
Okay. I'm seeing them. I see someone's different. Okay.
So what's your first response?
What? Nothing.
You're different. Ha! How adopted are you?
It's terrible.
I think we made a video about this last year.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. Like, the other side of it is true as well. So, being Korean, if I see another Korean person, like, even if I assume that they're adopted, like, I'm not gonna go up to them and ask, like, hey, you're Korean, right? Are you adopted? Like, that's not gonna be a thing. Just don't do that, people. Oh.
Like, I want to wonder what the flip side of that is. Hey, you're white,
right?
So, natural parents?
Yeah. Like, okay, so we've gone to a couple, like, adoption seminars. We've spoke at a bunch of different conferences and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And even in those places, you just don't ask. You're not asking, like, hey, are you adopted? That's not an icebreaker topic. Don't do it. Ah! This episode is going to make me ranty, guys.
That's what they want.
So, warning.
National Adoption Awareness Month.
Warning. Here we go. Number 2. Okay. And I've seen this one a lot on Instagram and on Facebook.
All right.
No, they aren't lucky to be adopted. You don't know my life. I'm lucky.
I mean, it's mutual. The only reason that I'm lucky is because
you're adopted.
Because of adoption.
Yeah. Because
you're adopted, you're also probably 90 times more likely to win the lottery.
What?
I think because you're so lucky. Being adopted makes you a lucky person.
Just have a lucky.
I'm pretty sure that's what that means. Is that you get to alter your
probability
ratios.
Oh man, like we've said this many times. Like, if you've ever watched our original video, like, go back and watch the 20 things never to say to an adoptee or anyone ever. We do talk about how lucky we are to be adopted in other people's eyes, and shut up.
It's the. I mean,
That's
it's
all
the,
I have to say to
it's
that.
the same thing of like it's gratefulness, and it's like, aren't you grateful that you were like all of these things, and it doesn't take into account any of the things outside of like the physical adoption.
Just being here.
Right? Here you are right
here.
now, and it assumes that my life would have been terrible before. Right? And it also assumes that my life is awesome now.
Right.
Which it is.
Like,
my life now is awesome.
But you don't know.
But you can't assume that.
Your mom could have been Beyonce.
She could have been.
Like, your mom's probably Beyonce. Your birth mother?
Who is the...
Just saying, man.
Who's the South Korean equivalent of Beyonce?
No, it's Beyonce.
Well played.
Yeah. All right. Number three. Here we go. And their real parents are around. Beyonce. Beyonce's still around. So.
I see her all the time.
Yeah.
You'd think that she would have brought this up.
Yeah, I know, right? Come on, Beyonce. Like, why you got to do them like that?
I mean, come on. She's still around all the time.
Right.
That all depends on what your definition of real is.
Yeah, my parents. So we talked about this a while ago. I remember like when we first came out with the video talking about real parents. My parents, like, they ended up calling me. They're like, "Oh, so we're just a bunch of fake parents now. We don't exist, do we?"
They're not even.
And I'm like, "No, you're
in existence.
You're figments of my imagination. Go back to where you came from."
Like, again, I'm trying to. These things have all been said, but I'm trying to reconcile how this works as an adult, where like somebody would come up to me now. And how much more absurd it is to say to a child, right? Of like, you found out that they're adopted. Which one? How did you do that? Except that you already assumed and made a thing. Yep. But that you're gonna go up and be like, so where? And I'm imagining like an 8 or a 10-year-old.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So where are your real parents? 8 or 10-year-old that is adopted. Where are they? And you're like, that kid is gonna like. They're over there.
They just dropped me off,
I guess, or whatever. Like, what do you? But like, how ridiculous is it of a human to assume that they can just say that?
Yeah, there's some adults that do that too. Let's be fair about this.
Where are your look? We qualify this in how we define our parents. Our real parents raised us. We also have birth parents who are not figments of our imagination, as is evidenced by the fact that we do, in fact, exist.
Ta-da! We did it. But existing is basically all I do.
If you ask me where they are, I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe in Korea. Maybe living it up in Beyonce's mansion as Beyonce.
Maybe they're Beyonce.
Who knows?
Why is that your go-to?
I don't know, man. Beyonce. Beyonce and Jay-Z. There we go.
All right.
Number 4. If they want to search for their birth parents, it's their personal and private choice.
Okay, again.
Yep.
You're a 10-year-old.
10-year-old.
You're adopted, clearly. So you already have issues.
Yeah. I'm going to go search for my parents. So, Mom, where are you? I found her.
So long.
She was making me mac and cheese.
At Beyonce's house?
Yeah.
Like, are you... So, when are you going to start searching for your birth parents?
Never asked that question. Oh, gosh. It's so cringy. It's so cringy. Oh. Just no. Next.
Like we live in a time where like open adoption is a much bigger deal, and like the search is like for a lot of people in the adoption realm, it is considered to be a like almost a rite of passage, right? But to assume that that's any of your business,
it's not. Go away.
Number 5.
Number 5. All right, this one's big for me.
Okay.
I resonate with this one. Right. Don't assume that they have issues with being adopted. Now, this goes for people who are not adopted, parents, and other adoptees.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop assuming I have issues. I'm now having issues with you, assuming that I have issues with this.
You do have a lot of issues with the hypothetical they.
I do.
A lot.
All of those people.
Yeah.
Gosh. Just stop.
Like, it's you've been through something that's mostly traumatic, so you must have enormous issues that we should probably talk about. Because I'm a licensed therapist and not some random stranger off the street.
So I went to a therapist.
Okay.
All
right.
Because when I was super sick, they thought it was all in my mind, and they wanted a therapist to kind of back them up and be like, "Oh yeah, he's crazy."
Sure.
And I
don't disagree with that.
Yeah, I know, me neither now. And they're asking me all these questions, and they're trying to pull out a bunch of different information, but I didn't really have anything that I was holding on to, and they thought that was weird in itself. That I wasn't holding on to a lot of this stuff, a lot of past hurts or things that were going on. They were like, "Oh, well, let's talk about that," and I would be very open and very blunt, and then I'd move on because that's how I deal with things. But everybody assumes, or maybe they want me to have issues.
Yes.
Why?
Yeah.
Why do you guys want me to have issues?
Because it justifies your issues.
Oh, sad for you.
Like the expectation in the adoption realm today is that we also should be mad because everybody else is mad, right? But most people, the vast majority of us, I think, are not mad, and that's why you haven't heard anything about it. Because why would you?
Because we're too busy living our lucky lives.
I don't have to be mad. I'm lucky.
Yeah. That should be a thing. You don't have to be mad if you're lucky.
Hashtag grateful.
So grateful. All right, number 6. And this one, again, is another one that resonates with me, okay?
All right.
They don't need your sympathy. I don't want your sympathy. You can take your sympathy and put it in your pipe and smoke it.
I think that's come up. This has come up more times than I probably care to admit, but the first reaction of a lot of people when you tell them that you're adopted is to say,
"Oh, I'm sorry."
What are you sorry for?
About what? What'd you do? Did you cause this?
Beyonce? Is that you?
Yeah. But now, we've heard this though.
Yeah, it comes up all the time. Like
this.
the assumption is that our life is either was terrible or is terrible,
right? Because
we had this thing happen that's not the norm in America,
right,
or whatever, right? So like things must be hard for you, and aren't you like the silly little orphan or whatever, right?
Such a silly orphan, you.
So you have my sympathies, little buddy.
I'm getting angry. I hate this. We shouldn't have done this. All right. What is it? 2 more?
I don't know. You put up this
2 more. All right, here we go. We've talked about this one. Okay. Number 7. Saying, "I sometimes wish I were adopted" isn't something to joke about.
Oh my gosh.
Shut up.
Just don't.
Stop. All right, that's all we need for that one. Number 7's done. Number 8.
Okay.
They don't need your stamp of approval.
Okay, so pretend that we just met.
Let's go.
And I'm gonna be like, hey, so yeah, I'm Dave-O and blah blah blah, and turns out I'm adopted.
Oh, you are? Oh, good for you, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh.
It is good for me. Was it good for you? Like,
that's totally okay that you're adopted. I accept you for who you are, buddy.
Thank you. I mean, if you wanted to identify as an adoptee, no, I'm not even gonna go there.
No, let's not go there.
So thank you for believing in me as an adoptee. I
that you are real.
that
you're your real
that
child.
I'm real, and that you validated my actual realness.
Yep.
Thank you,
so,
random stranger.
What other ones have you guys heard? What other completely ridiculous, way out there comments or insensitive things that you guys have heard, either about yourselves or about your kids? Like, throw them in the comments below. Let's laugh together at this thing. Because again, we've said this a lot. You can either hear this and be angry about it, or you can laugh about it. We're gonna choose to laugh at those people.
Throw a GIF in the comments about how those comments make you laugh. How hard would you laugh in a GIF? That's what I want to see.
All right. So, thank you guys so much for joining us today. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, make sure to go to yesimadopted.com in order to find all the cool resources and the merch and the other videos and the course and everything else that we have going on.
We have other stuff.
We have a lot of things. So, as National Adoption Awareness Month continues, we are going to be bringing out really probably terrible topics like this to talk about again. So get ready for that. And also you can check us out on Instagram because we will be probably more active this month. I'm going to say that as I'm going to have to do it because he doesn't do social media. Yeah, I volunteered myself. Aren't you lucky?
I'm grateful.
And we will see you guys next week on Yes, I'm Grateful, Don't Make It Weird.
Don't make it adopted. T-shirt.